We are working on the section in Algebra 1a, Polynomials, subtracting polynomials. We are going to be talking about kind of random problems throughout this assignment. So this first one, it says 5x minus 2x equals 3x. So if you have 5 x's and you take away 2 of the x's, you just are left with 3x. Down here, it gets more complicated. It's saying 6d minus negative 2d. Minus a negative is the same thing as adding a positive. Okay, so that would just be 6d plus 2d. So 6 plus 2 would be 8. So altogether, that's 8d. Okay. All right, now the next ones are kind of confusing. So if you look at problem 3, here is problem 3, but really it's 3 separate problems. This problem is separate from this, and this is separate from this. So I'm going to do one from each section. And what it's saying is the quantity 8m plus 3n minus 2m. So you can rewrite this without the parentheses. The parentheses don't change anything. You can just write it as 8m plus 3n minus 2m. Be careful of the variables. Be careful of the letters that you don't accidentally change them. So I'm going to look for like terms, or I'm going to look for the same letter, the same variable. I see that I have 8m and minus 2m. This 3n right here doesn't have anything that matches it. So we're going to kind of let that hang out by itself and it's not going to be combined with anything. So 8m minus 2m, don't forget about this sign right here in front of the 2m. You have to keep that negative sign. So 8m minus 2m would be 6m. So I simplified those two. And now all I have left is this plus 3n. So I write plus 3n. And that is the answer. All right, for this one, very similar. We don't really need the parentheses. So 9a plus 5b minus 6a. I am looking for like terms. 9a minus 6a. That is going to equal 3a. And I still have this plus 5b. That doesn't change. Okay, so try the other ones in those sections. All right, so now number 5, this is really, 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 really important. So the thing that is happening here is that you are subtracting the entire chunk of math here. Okay, we're not just subtracting the 6x. No, we're subtracting 6x plus 2y. So we have to remember that when we're simplifying this. So how I would do this is I would write this out in the way that's going to make our brain have the easiest time solving it, which is 9y. So I'm just writing this out the same, or 9x, sorry. 9x minus 2y. Now this minus is subtracting the 6x and it's subtracting the 2y. So I'm going to write minus 6x, and then it's also minus 2y, minus 2y. Then I figure out what I can combine. So I see 9x and minus 6x, and I see minus 2y and minus 2y, and I'm going to combine what I can combine. So 9x minus 6x is going to be 3x, and then negative 2y minus 2y, I have 2 negatives and another 2 negatives, so that's going to be minus 4y. All right. Okay, so for the next one, for number 6, I've got kind of the same thing going on. I've got this whole chunk is being subtracted. So I'm going to rewrite it how it's best and how it's going to help me the most, which is I'm going to rewrite it as 9a squared plus 2a minus 8, and then minus 3a squared and minus 1. So I've got to combine like terms. So I see I have 9a squared minus 3a squared. So 9 minus 3 is 6, and it has the a squared still. So those I've simplified. Then I've got just this one 2a. So I don't have to simplify or combine it with anything. I just have plus 2a, and then that one's done. And I've got minus 8 and minus 1. So negative 8 minus another 1. So 8 negatives and 1 more negative is negative 9. All right. On this next one, on number 8, it's kind of the same question, but asking it in a different way. So we're trying to figure out what this distance is right here. And it's the same as 7, but 7's a little simpler. So I'm actually going to do 8 with you, and then you can try 7 on your own. So it's this distance minus this distance is going to give you the unknown distance. So I'm going to start with the total distance, the longest segment, and that's 12x squared minus 5x plus 7 minus this whole quantity, which is 7x squared minus 3x. And I'm trying to figure out what that equals. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this as 12x squared minus 5x plus 7, and then I have minus 7x squared and minus negative 3x. So remember, minus a negative is going to be the same as adding. Minus a negative is the same as adding, so it's going to be plus 3x. And then I have to combine like terms to simplify. So I see 12x squared and minus 7x squared. 12 minus 7 is 5x squared. And then here I have, let's see, negative 5x and plus 3x. So negative 5 plus 3. I have 5 negatives and 3 positives. That leaves me with 2 negative x's. And then I have this plus 7 right here. And that's as much as I can simplify it. So this is your answer. All right, on this last one, it's really, really similar to number 8. It is saying this is the entire perimeter. Remember, the perimeter is the distance around a shape. The whole distance around is this amount right here. We need to subtract this and this and this in order to get the whole we have to take those three things from this perimeter to get the missing number. So I'm going to start with 8n squared plus 4n plus 5. And I'm going to subtract each of these. Okay, so I'm going to start with subtracting minus 2n squared plus n plus 2. And then I also have to subtract minus 2n squared plus 4n. And I'm running out of room. Super sorry. And then I also have to subtract, sorry, I meant to put that in parentheses. Subtract n squared plus 3. I'm subtracting that whole thing. Okay, let's rewrite this. So I have 8n squared plus 4n plus 5. And I'm subtracting this whole chunk. So minus 2n squared minus n minus 2. Then I'm also subtracting this, minus 2n squared minus 4n. Then I am also subtracting this, minus n squared. Then that, minus 3. So now I get to combine like terms now that I've written it all out, and I'm looking for everything that matches. So I've got 8n squared minus 2n squared minus 2n squared minus 1n squared. Okay, so 8n squared minus 2n minus 2n squared minus 2n squared minus n squared. So this is 8 minus 2, which would be 6, minus 2 again would be 4, minus 1 would be 3. So it's 3n squared. These are gone. We simplified those. Now I've got to do the n's. So plus 4n minus n minus 4n. So 4n would be, so 4n minus n would be 3n, minus another 4n would be negative 1n, which is the same as just minus n. Those are done. And then I have plus 5 minus 2 minus 3. So 5 minus 2 minus 3, that's just 0. So I could write plus 0, but I don't have to. I can just leave this as my answer. Okay, so this right here, this missing distance, this missing length, has to be 3n squared minus n. All right, and I do want you to show your work. If you're working through these with me from this video, please do not just write the answer down. Try to show your work as much as possible to show that you're following along and actually learning from the video and not just writing the answers down. All right, thank you.